to GB Rider Realignment, and today's session's about a warm-up. I've done it all in standing, so you can do it in the stable yard before you get on your horse, and this will help mobilise the joints, warm up the ones that need to work well, and I hope you enjoy. So the first one we're going to do is stretching the backs of our legs, the backs of the calves. So you're going to find a step, going to do steps in the stable yard, and you're going to take one leg backwards. You're going to drop the heel down in a straight line. So you should feel that down the back of the calf. You're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. And then you're going to turn your toes inwards from the top of the leg, and you'll find a different stretch. And then turning the toes outwards, same thing, drop the heel down. The thing to note is that you keep your hips parallel as you do this. And then you're going to put that foot back on and swapping legs. Drop the heel down, find that stretch in a parallel position. Obviously this helps us create a nice lower leg position when on the horse, and it stretches our Achilles tendon. Okay, and then turning your toes inwards. Think about the hips staying straight at the front. And then turning your toes away from the centre of the body. And stepping down. And the next one we're going to do is a quad stretch. So stand with your hand against something, take your foot towards your bottom. And if that's quite easy, I want you to shove your hip forward, pushing through here, and sending your knee backwards to increase the stretch. Then think about elongating through the front of the body. And all the time thinking that sending that knee down and away. And then releasing after about 30 seconds. All the stretches, about 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how long you've got. Take your foot to your bottom, sending that knee backwards, elongating through the front of the hip, and taking the knee backwards. And releasing. The next one we're going to do is the hamstring, the back of the legs. Take one foot forwards and take your toes up and off the floor. You're then going to stick your bottom out and fold your body forward until you can feel that stretch down the back of the leg. You're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. Then you're going to roll your foot in, same thing. You're going to find a different stretch. And then rolling your toes outwards. Still think, send your bum away. Find that stretch down the back of the leg. And then swapping legs. Take the other leg forward. Find that stretch just centrally down the back, sending your bum backwards. Get a calf stretch a bit in this one as well. And then turn your toes inwards, so rotating from the top of the femur, top of the thigh bone. And then turning your toes away from the centre of the body. So you should really feel that. And that helps us get a nice long leg position on the horse. And then we're going to do our hip flexors. So take your left leg forward and bend the knee. Make sure the knee doesn't go in front of the toes, and then push this hip forwards. Then think about elongating through the whole front line of the body. Take the arm up above your head and rotate away from the leg that's stretched out behind you. And this should really get into here because we're stretching it all the way from from the origin to the insertion of the muscle. And then swapping sides. Bend that front knee, push your hip towards the floor, lift up through the front of the body. And then the arm on the same side as the legs backwards goes up and turns away. And then coming out of that one. Now we normally do this on a door frame. I haven't got a door frame here, but you can do it on a stable door. So you take your hand, one hand above you, one hand below, and then you're going to swing your hips out and then push the outside hip forwards. And you feel a great stretch all the way down the side of the body. This helps us sit straight on the horse and gets rid of all the tightness from mucking out and sweeping, because the lats, which we're stretching in this exercise, are the ones that get a little tight the way we always twist, because we always tend to do everything one-sided. And then the other side. So taking the arm above, swing the hip out and round. So you'd be holding on to something secure here as you do this. And release. And then just feel how much looser your body feels, because the lats go all the way from the base of your spine all the way onto the front of the arm here, all the way up the side. They do tend to get a bit tight. The next one we're going to do is a pec stretch. So take your forearm against a wall, and then you're going to turn your body away from the arm, and you feel it really strongly through the pec. And this helps us get a nice open collarbone, relaxed shoulder into the correct position when we're on the horse. And then we swap to the other side. So forearm on the wall, I push past and I turn away. And release. Now the next one is a great one for firing all those little multipodine muscles, which are the little ones all the way down your spine. So if you're one-sided or tend to get a bit of backache, this is a really good warm-up. And also we're going to start working into the shoulders. So take your right foot in front of your left foot, and you're going to go through the feet, up onto your toes and down. Now as you do this, think about your hips staying nice and straight. You roll through the foot and up as if you're being pulled out the crown of the head. And then we're going to add the arms in, and they're going to go to the centre, and then they're going to go to the ceiling, and then they're going to go all the way around. And again, centre, ceiling, and all the way around. Feel the mobility in the shoulders, and forward, ceiling, and all the way around. And swapping legs, rolling through the feet, growing up through the crown of the head. Good, and then take the arms forward. And ceiling, and all the way around. And again, forward. Ceiling, and all the way around. Once more through, forward. Ceiling, and all the way around. Okay, now we're going to think about stretching the glutes. So, I think the easiest way to do this, when we're in a standing position, is to take one ankle against a wall, and you're going to squat down into that position. So you should feel it in that bent leg. You can push it a little bit, increase the stretch, or you can hold it and increase it further. It's quite hard work on the standing leg though. And swapping. So you're going down into that squatting position, and then gently pushing, if you need to increase that stretch. releasing. The next one we're going to do is a roll down. So you need a surface to lean against. Take your feet about a foot away from the wall, otherwise you won't go very far down. And the rest of the body is just relaxed, including the head against the wall. You're going to breathe in and breathe out, chin to chest, coming down nice and slowly. You're going to feel each vertebra leave the wall one at a time, nice and slowly until your bottom has to move at the wall. That's fine, keep your knees soft, all the way down as far as you can, breathing in at the bottom and then breathing out. Draw the tummy muscles in and slowly feel each vertebra one at a time coming back to the wall. And you do that about 3 or 4 times. I'm going to show you just once more. So breathing in and breathing out, tummy muscles in, coming down, keep the bottom as still as possible for as long as possible, and then get to a point where you have to let the tummy come up, all the way down to the floor. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Tummy muscles in. So we're getting a nice mobile spine to be able to absorb your horse's movement and get the best out of our riding. The next one is to warm up into our hip muscles. So you're going to stand on one leg and you're going to take the leg out to the side. Now you can touch the floor in between times if you need to balance, but it's more that your hips stay forward as you take the leg out and round. And obviously this is really important to get mobile hips when we're riding, so you get external rotation and get the thigh to relax. And same on the other side. Last one. And then we're going to go into turnout. So my feet are in turnout, you can't see my feet. And we're going to go into some squats. So I'd like to put your hands forward, bobbing down, and then I want you to lift your heels up and down. Great leg warm up. And come up, push the arms back, so extending through the chest, and down again. This time we're going to lift one and then the other. So one heel and then the other. Trying not to move the body too much. And come up. Now I recommend you probably do 3 sets of each. And the next one we're going to do is lat pull downs. So all you're going to do, I'm going to turn the other way so you can see, so your hands in the air, and then you're going to draw your elbows in towards your spine. Now as I do this, I'm thinking about squishing an orange between my shoulder blades. Now the other things to watch out as you do this is that you don't flare your ribs like that, you keep your ribs tucked in, and we don't move our head around, okay? So arms come back, past the centre of the body, and then drawing in and together. Let's do about 10 of these. And the last one we're going to do is a shin stretch. So you take your toes behind you, and then you're going to bend the supporting knee. This is great, you get a really good stretch at the front of the shin. And obviously we're always shortening that muscle with thinking heels down. This can get quite tight. In fact, on the other side, I'm going to do it on this block because I'm not sure you can see. So you're going to take your toes behind you, bend the supporting knee, find that stretch, and releasing. Well, I really hope you enjoyed the warm-up, and remember, you don't have to do all of it every time you ride your horse, but find which bits work best for your body.